To talk to you about Sarah. I'm going to show you a picture. Do you know Sarah?
I don't know.
Inside the UK's most dangerous prison, HMP Frankland, a former police officer sits behind bars, serving a whole life sentence for one of the most disturbing crimes in modern British history. His name, Wayne Couzens, a man who used the authority of the police to abduct, rape, and murder Sarah Everard. But this story does not begin on the night she was taken. It begins years earlier, with warning signs that were repeatedly ignored, again and again and again. In 2008, Couzens failed police vetting. Serious financial concerns raised immediate red flags that should have stopped him. It didn't. He remained inside policing as a special constable. 2 years later, he applied again, this time to join the Civil Nuclear Constabulary. Again concerns were raised, again they were ignored, and each time he moved forward, the risk grew unnoticed. By 2015, the pattern had already begun. A report came in of a man exposing himself inside a car in Dover. The vehicle was linked back to Couzens, but there was no proper investigation, no charges, no consequences. A clear opportunity missed. Years passed, and the behavior escalated. In 2020, a woman reported a man exposing himself on a quiet country road. The case was closed quickly, minimal investigation. Another warning sign ignored, another chance lost. Then came February 2021, just days before the murder. Couzens exposed himself twice at a McDonald's drive-thru. He used his own car, his own bank card, leaving a trail that could have identified him instantly. And still, nothing stopped him. 3 days later, he hired a car, not by accident, not by chance, but as part of a plan. This was preparation, controlled, deliberate, targeted. On March 3rd, Sarah Everard left a friend's house in Clapham. She was walking home, speaking to her boyfriend. Everything about that night felt normal, routine, safe. At around 9:34 p.m., everything changed. Couzens pulled over, showed his warrant card, and told her she was under arrest, most likely for breaking COVID restrictions. She followed instructions because he was police, because she trusted him. And that trust was weaponized. Minutes later, she was inside the vehicle, alive. By 11:43, they were in Dover. Sometime after midnight, he raped her. Then he strangled her, using his police belt, applying pressure for over 2 minutes until her life ended. By 2:34 a.m., he was already back in public, buying drinks, walking into shops, appearing calm, controlled, as if nothing had happened. Hours later, he drove to Hodes Wood, a remote location. He burned her body inside a refrigerator, then returned with builder's bags. He moved her remains into a pond, attempting to erase every trace. But what investigators uncovered next was just as disturbing. Because while doing all of this, he continued living as if nothing had happened. He phoned a vet for his dog, booked appointments, bought food. He spoke calmly, normally, no panic, no urgency, no visible remorse, just control.
Yeah, I was wondering if I could book my dog in for the vet so I can have a discussion about issues, please. It's Couzens, Couzens. Is Maddie. That's the one. No, that's fine. I work shift work, so either Let me think. But would it be possible the Friday the 12th, sometime after 3:30? Yep, no, that's fine. We think she's suffering from like separation anxiety, and we have tried absolutely everything. We've tried sort of like to give her puzzles and bits and pieces, treat puzzles and everything. We take her for walks every single day, but we've been told I've got a camera set up as well, but we've been told reliably by our neighbours, so we know there's issues, and she just barks and howls constantly all day. But obviously, when we're there, and then when we come home, she's like so excited and worked up that she kind of wheezes and she's shaking. But where she jumps up and she's got longer claws, she like scratches the kids, she scratches us. Not all by accident, but we're just wondering. We have read online about if it gets to quite a bad degree of separation anxiety, then potential medications like try and calm her down. So that's what we want to talk to the vet about, really, and a way forward with it.
On March 9th, police closed in. 40 minutes before his arrest, he wiped his phone.
About Sarah. I'll show you a picture. Do you know Sarah?
I don't know.
So, would you like to? Do you know where Sarah is?
No.
Right. Okay. Have you ever personally met her?
No, not personally, man.
Have you had any interactions with her at all?
No, why would I have personal interactions with her?
Then he lied, claiming a gang had forced him to kidnap women. Saying Sarah Everard was handed over alive, it was a complete fabrication, destroyed by CCTV and phone data.
A good think about it, and tell us anything you can about whether or not they're fine.
Okay, well, I am in financial shit, and I've been lent on by, I don't know who they are. They're a group, a gang, whatever, and they told me, right, I need to go and pick up girls and give them to them. It then came through that they're going to harm my family, take them away, and they'll use them instead. At that point I had no option to try and find somebody. So I don't, there's a couple of names. I was told a place to take her. They it was between sort of Len and Maidstone area that I dropped her off. I still don't know. I don't know. They just I just parked my car up, and then the van come up behind me, flashed me. They all jumped out, and then they took this girl. They said you've done good, and I don't know whether my family's going to be alright still. They threatened to take my family away from me. Opened my door, opened that door, pushed me out against the front of the car, took the girl, drove off. That's it. They said we'll be in touch. So I'm here. I'm off work with stress because I'm here to protect my family. I want to be here 24/7 for my family. They come from my family. I've got nothing.
But how do they contact you? How did you contact them?
I tried to fuck over one of their call girls and rip her off. So she's told them, and they've got me. Yeah, they'll come outside. So they'll be outside here.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, right, you're going to be in Folkestone at this time, or you're going to be in Ashford at this time. And that's it. There's no links, no telephone numbers. I'm completely on my own, but at the same time being threatened. It had Romanian plates on the.
He pleaded guilty to kidnap, rape and murder. On September 30th, 2021, he was sentenced. A whole life order, meaning he will never be released. The judge made one thing clear. This case reached the highest level of seriousness because Couzens used his role as a police officer to carry out the crime. abusing the very authority meant to protect the public. But even that was not the full story, because this was not a single act. It was a pattern, a progression, a trajectory of escalating behavior that was never stopped. Warning signs missed, reports ignored, opportunities lost. The Angiolini inquiry later concluded he should never have been a police officer, and warned that without major reform, there is nothing to stop another Couzens operating in plain sight. Today, inside HMP Frankland, Wayne Couzens remains locked away. But the questions remain about the warnings that were missed, the chances that were ignored, and whether this could have been stopped. Because this wasn't just a murder, it was a failure of trust, of power, and of a system that let him in. But inside HMP Frankland, Wayne Couzens is not alone. Behind those walls are men responsible for some of the most violent crimes in the country.
Inside these walls, the stories don't end. This is UK Prison Files. Like, comment, subscribe.